What's up, Jones Bones? It is your girl, Unitedly Random, moving into my apartment, and I just had a feeling. Like, I don't know how I can explain it to you guys. Let me put the camera down. But I just felt very blessed. Like, can we get a amen? Let me get a yes. I feel very blessed. I looked around my apartment today and I did some, I put some things up. I did some cleaning. I did some cooking today. And I felt very blessed at the abundance that I have in my life. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm flexing. But babies, I am so blessed, so very blessed. And that's just what I had to say. I felt like I needed to get on this camera right this moment and let y'all know that I am so blessed. I have so many knickknacks and things in my life that I bought to make my life easier. One of those things being a little cart, okay? It's one of the little carts you pull. Okay, you just pull it along with you. I bought that, okay? And while I was moving apartments, I used it so much. But it's a gift that keeps on giving, okay? I got it, I was like, wow, when I go pick up packages, I can pull the packages along. Before I had that, I would just take a suitcase. If I knew I had a lot of packages, I'd take a suitcase. Stick all the packages in the suitcase and pull that on along. But now I got my little cart. Okay, now on top of that little cart, I can put it right next to the door. And when I'm cleaning up and I'm grabbing things, I'm like, this is trash. I can just throw it into the little cart. And then, when I feel like my little cart is full for the day, I can just take that cart, open my door, and walk on down to the trash can and empty my cart. And I love that I have that in my life. And I'm appreciative of the me that spent the money to have that in my life. And I just felt like I needed to show it.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
The other day, I felt very emotional. Someone was talking to me, and without giving too much details, because I feel like, yeah, I shouldn't say this, but to put it into perspective, when you are a teacher, specifically a teacher in training schools or just a teacher in general, there's this level of boundaries that you have to put between you and your students, okay? A healthy amount of boundaries. There's boundaries like don't touch the kids' backs, don't touch the kids inappropriate. Yes, don't touch the kids inappropriately. Like, come on, we're adults. Like, we're a safe space for our students. And there's like okay, if a kid gives you a hug, kind of push them away. This is our safety. And that's the thing, okay? I have really, really, really naughty student. Really, really naughty. And people always be like, oh man, I hate dealing with that student. But I feel like I can see a lot of myself in this student. Like, again, I would really hope that when I do one day have a child, they're not going to be the really, really naughty kid for the teachers. I really hope that wouldn't be my child. But also to a certain extent, I can also understand the kid. He's just expressing there's not a kid that I really hate. There's a kid that can make me feel a lot of frustration in a moment. Like, yeah, every once in a while you feel a lot of frustration in a moment. But there's not one kid that I hate. Because they're children. And, children are so... they make you see the world in a different way. I mean, the other day I was talking to my students and I said, oh yeah, what's something that's yellow? And we're talking about different things that were yellow. And my student said, D, and I know, Don. I said, Don, egg? I said, an egg's not yellow. And I had to pause for a moment. And I was like, he said egg. And then my TA said, the inside of the egg. And I'm like, oh, I know that seems so stupid of me to just be like, an egg's not yellow, and then be like, oh yeah, the inside of an egg. But that just reminded me how children can unlock a different world, a different way of viewing the world. We are so caught into what's right and what's wrong as adults, and we see the world a certain type of way. But kids still see the world. They're still discovering, they're still they're still creative. They're still thinking outside of this box of I'm saying what's yellow, and they're talking about the egg on the inside of the egg. I just think that was very beautiful. But the other day I was talking to one of my friends, someone I think I can honestly say is a friend now. So I have friends now, but I was talking to my friend and I said, yeah, and I literally started crying, and I felt really emotional about it. I'm feeling really emotional about it right now because something happened and I was like, I don't think people understand the strength in which I really want to be a mother. Like, I don't think people truly understand the strength in which I really, 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 really want to be a mother. And also this concept in my head that I can't do it alone. And it makes me feel saddened about my inability to become a mother, because I can't do it on my own. But other than that, I'm very blessed. Like, this is happy tears because I'm thinking about the younger version of me. She wouldn't believe that we're at where we're at. The younger version I created a space for me. Everywhere I went, I was trying to create a space for me. And I'm finally at this point where I feel like I'm creating a space for me, and I feel like it's mine. And I don't want to let that go. I'm jumping all over the place, United Random ADHD. But I'm going back to, I was talking to a friend and I said, I don't think people understand the desire in which I have to be a mother. I really don't think people understand how strongly I want to be a mother. And I told her, there was a student in my class, a naughty student, and he just kind of like crawled over to me, and he's kind of like sitting on my leg, and I'm talking to the other students, I'm educating the other students, but I don't just automatically like push him away. He's just chilling there. I'm just like, okay, he's just chilling there. I'm interacting with the other students, and I just leave that kid to just be like sitting on my like side leg, okay? And I know that I'm supposed to push them away. I know I'm supposed to push them away. It's the hardest thing for me to really do, to push my little babies away. It's so hard for me to push these little babies away. It's so hard for me to push these babies away. Cause they my little babies, they're my little babies. They're so cute. They're just, you're naughty, you're quiet, you're shy, you're loud. Y'all my little babies, And like I don't love them like their parents would love them, because that's their parents. But I have so much love for my little babies. Like, I have so much love for children, just children in general, because they little babies. They will inherit this world that I've been hearing is really fucked up lately. Like missiles? Come on, America. Missiles? I was walking back to my apartment after dropping off the trash. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm so blessed that I'm in China right now. Because if I wasn't in China and I was living in America, I would constantly be consuming media that is talking about World War III. And that would have broke me. I am an empath, and it's just too much. That would have broke me. I don't think I could have been able to remain sane while living in an environment like America right now. I wasn't sane living in the environment of America in general. Now we're World War III. You know, like, I don't know what's happening with the world. The Epstein files, like, it's just so, it's so sad. It's so sad. It's so sad. And to a certain extent, I didn't allow myself to have these conversations with people because I can't add anything to these conversations. All it does is hurt. And like now, like my coworkers are showing me videos of the missiles. They're like, look at what your president did. And I know they don't see me as my president. They're like, yeah, Trump. I know they don't connect the two of us, you know. It's just, I'm American. And yeah, I'm American. I really don't know what future there is for me. However, I did a tarot reading recently. And during the tarot reading, I got 3 different cards that were talking about, right now, I am the Queen of Cups, but I'm the Queen of Cups in reversed, okay? And past the Queen of Cups in reverse, we had the not Queen of Coins, we had the 9 of Coins. 9 of Coins or 10 of Coins is the one with the woman with the falcon, and she's a rich bitch, okay? And after that, we had the Wheel of Fortune upright. So it was pretty much saying, once I get my cup to be balanced, and once I get my finances to also be balanced, and I learn to put myself first, and I learn to nurture myself and find stability within myself, I will then have my Wheel of Fortune. No, not Wheel of Fortune. It's the world. I will then have my world, okay? And they were saying that this is something that is possible to complete within a year. And I said, okay, well, I had 2 more cards. And I pulled the 2 cards and I said, okay, you tell me about these 2 cards. Now, let me look at what those cards was while I tell y'all this story. Okay, let me tell you. Because I just did it the other day. So, we had the 4 of Pentacles and we had the Sun card, okay? 4 of Pentacles was upright. The Sun card was in reverse, okay? Now, these were the cards that were saying, here's what you need to know to get to the point where you get to your world, okay? With the 4 of Pentacles being upright, that's, you know, we hoarding our wealth, okay? We're holding back and we're being afraid of like letting go. With the 4, I'm thinking balance. I'm thinking like the 4 elements. I'm thinking so much, okay? But he kept telling me it's not just about money. It's about putting yourself first. It's about inviting yourself to be one with yourself. And not just, it wasn't about loving yourself, okay? There wasn't a thing that was like, you don't love yourself enough. It was, you don't put yourself first enough. And you need to put yourself first and find that balance. And I said, wow, But also, we can't deny that I must learn to save. Last month, I had to borrow money, okay, you guys? I had to borrow money. It's because I'm paying for my master's. I'm paying for my master's and I haven't even started to write my thesis. But, I mean, I gotta do it. You know, I gotta step up to the plate and get that done because this is the life I've chosen. Okay, so my camera was going out of space, so I come back to you to speak to you now. And I don't really know where I was, other than yes, I need to save money, and number two, the sun in reverse. Just taking care of myself. The sun in reverse has a lot of fire energy. He said there's no missing amount of Leo energy. The sun and is it the sun? Yeah, it's the sun. He said the sun isn't missing any Leo energy. It's actually represented by Leo energy. And it's like the inner child is being free. And it's just, that was in reverse. So like going a little bit deeper, I don't really know, but it did give me hope. And like in the past, whenever I did tarot readings and all of this, they'd always say the same thing. And this is how I feel like tarot is very, very meaningful for me. It speaks to me very deeply. You guys have heard me talk about my spirituality on my channel, the Trinity, the body, the mind, the soul. I spoke about that. I want to go rewatch that video in which I was speaking about that. I think maybe I was wearing the same top, but something came up where it brought up like the Trinity, and they were talking about that as well. And like there are signs that have been happening right now that have made me like, oh my gosh. Because I legitimately have moments where I ask, you know, I don't do it all the time. I go off the bandwagon, but every once in a while there are moments where I'm like, give me a sign. I just throw it out. Give me a sign. And let me tell you, the signs come. I don't know why I get so stuck in the human experience, even though I've said it before. I believe I'm here to experience a human experience. But I get so stuck in the human experience that I start to become very negative, and I start to become very tied down by this whole concept of I need to live my human experience, and I get lost. I so much so get lost in this human experience, and I get so lost in like, oh my goodness, and I talk to people and I feel like I'm so dumb and I can't communicate, when reality, the reality of it is I can sit here and have whole conversations with you. I can have whole conversations with you in which I can talk very deeply and very vulnerably and very, very openly about my heart and my concepts and my ideas. I'm not a lost cause. I'm not intelligent. I am just sometimes overwhelmed by the burden of reality. And that is fact. And when I get overwhelmed by the burden of reality, maybe my spirituality starts to go out the window and I start to live a very anchored human life. Okay? And that's just the reality. All of this to say is I started crying recently this week. Like just the concept of, wow, I really want to be a mother, but I don't see that being as a possibility. But also knowing that, and I've said it before, it wouldn't be such a strong desire if I wasn't meant to have it. Trisha Paytas. Let me just say, Trisha Paytas, her name just popped up in my head. She, you know, I don't have idols. I really don't have idols. I feel like people like Beyonce, celebrities, you don't really get to know them, okay? Maybe you can stalk them and get a little bit of information from people, blah, blah, blah. You don't really get to know them. And even to say, I don't feel like I really know Trisha Paytas, but I feel like I know a good bit. Okay, at least the very bit that she put out, she was very uncut and raw, and that's what I want to give to my channel, a very uncut, raw. Some days I'm gonna be down, some days I'm gonna be up, and hopefully I can consistently maintain so that one day you guys can see that I've actually got to the point where I've achieved something. Because right now, who do I look to when I think about achieving something, when I think about going through the pain of my past, going through all of this to get to a certain point, and then having something to look back and be very thankful for? I think of Trisha Paytas. Like, I literally just watched her Valentine's video where she's talking about Moses and blah, blah, blah. And her family and her 3 kids, and how all of this started after she turned, I think, 32. I'm turning 30 this year. Trisha Paytas is only like 2 years older than me. But she, like, wow. No, she's 36. 36 now. She said something about being 36 now. So Trisha Paytas is only like 7 years older than me. That's me. Anyway, it's just seeing her and like seeing her mental health and like just being open on the internet, although people did use that against her, and although like she wasn't always the nicest, greatest girl, okay? Like, it's just a reality. Through our healing journey, we are going to be someone that we don't necessarily want to be friends with. I can look back at past versions of myself, and I hate to say it, but would I be friends with past versions of myself? Probably not. Like, oh my goodness, while we're on this topic, it's just, someone the other day told me, oh, you look so much better now. And that felt offensive to me, because I want to be like, I'm good. I was good before, but no. Let's be real. No. I wasn't good before. I have to be honest with myself. I wasn't good before, and I hate that I wasn't good before. I'm talking physically. I'm talking mentally. I do look better now. And I'm probably going to look better a year from now when I'm skinnier. But I hate. I really, really hate that concept. Because I want to be good enough now. I want to be good enough for love. I want to be good enough for the family. I want to be good enough that I'm not going to be thrown away. I want to be good enough now. So, I'm going to be thankful for me every step of the way. I'm going to smile at me every step of the way. And I'm going to be my biggest cheerleader every step of the way. Because I deserve love. I deserve to be accepted for me. And I know I will be. Don't know when. Maybe I'm already being accepted for me. I really got on here and just started rambling. But I think it's important. Like, if I'm having a bad day, I'll pick up the camera. If I'm having a good day, I'll pick up the camera. Because at the end of the day, I'm alive. And that's something. That's something. So anyway, much love and positive vibes. I will give you guys a tour of my new apartment pretty soon. I think I have some pretty cool things. Some pretty cool things indeed. And just show you what I've done to the place. I don't think I've done too much, but like when I look around, like I'm just like, this is my space. You know? It fills me up with glee. And I want to show you guys that. So anyway, much love and positive vibes. And I hope to see you guys again next time. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. And you know what? I don't really be knowing where these things stop. However, I just want you guys to know that I love you. I want you to know that you are in my heart. And Jones Bones, we're going to unite. And we're going to get this thing going on the choo-choo train. Like, Maybe not until I turn 30. When I turn 30, maybe we're gonna consistently be uploading and blah blah blah. Cause I still gotta finish my masters. However, like, yeah. You know, my goal, let me just reiterate. I don't know if I ever said it, but my goal was to lose some weight. My goal was to create my own tarot deck, like illustrate my own tarot deck. My goal was to find balance within myself. And yeah, my goal was to come back by time. Okay. We need to go ahead and knock this out of the park. But what I'm just saying is I need to go back and look at what my goals were by the time I turn 30. And I need to reiterate that on my channel. And I'm thinking about all of the content that I need to make in the future. Not I need to make, but I want to make. So if you're along for that journey, Unitely Random, let's get it in. Let's keep going. If you guys are interested in my Rumi and Me videos, I still post Rumi and Me videos, but I post them on my other channel, You're in China, because it's more structured content. It also includes Chinese, English subtitles for that audience. So if you are interested in anything about China and things like that, or just a more structured content, check out my You're in China channel. Other than that, these are just gonna be my random talk to the camera vlogs. Talk to the camera, speak about my feelings. You're just a diary at this point. You're a diary. Bye bye, Jones Bones.